couldn't go wrong today in here picking a stock as long as the direction that you assumed was up. Nice green day all around in here. We were looking at Tesla in here just last night thinking, hey, when are we ever going to catch a break in here? Finally got one up around almost $12 on the day. We were as high as about $15 up from yesterday's close. Obviously, a little pullback in here from those highs that we had in here today. But all in all, nice big green day in here for Tesla and the overall markets. Those 365 calls expiring tomorrow just got hammered in here. 126,000 of those we're just getting hammered. Your bid and your ask on there is super, super tight, about 3 cents wide. That's what we like to see overall on those calls. Nice tight spread in here, and just nice big volume. Your net flow, everything obviously kind of all around was pointing in here to the green. Where does that kind of put us here as far as technically speaking on this weekly chart? Well, next up, we are going to be looking at that 365 level. That's kind of where all the action is on the options chain. That's going to be our next major level in here. Anything outside of that, we are going to be looking at this 377 level and then that 385. So that 377 is going to be that 9-day EMA. The 50-day is going to be the 385. To the downside in here, we are going to be looking at this lower trend line in here, sitting right around that 353, 352 mark. Anything outside of there, we are going to be watching 351. And then anything below that, we are going to be looking here at that 324. We're going to take a look at the overall market in here. We're going to take a look at SPY just to kind of show you where we are trading at. You can see just ever since we had that green day in here, or I guess green week 3 weeks ago, just a nice push in here overall. We are now up in here. We are eyeing on that 695 level. That's going to be key for us to breach and hold. If we can get above there, then we'll worry about that 697.84. And then obviously 700 is going to be the king in here that we are looking forward to. So basically, what are we looking at going forward? 695, 697, and then 700. That in that order. That's what we're looking for, right? So a nice breach and hold, maybe on a little gap up tomorrow, 695. We're going to see if the 697s get touched. If they do, we're going to see if they get breached and hold. If not, pull back 695. If we can get a run up, then we're looking for a breach of 697, and then we're just going to hammer that 700 to the upside in here. If we do get a pullback in here, though, we are going to be looking at 689, and then you have this 9-day EMA in here and that 672. They're lining up right here at that same level. Anything outside of here, you are going to be looking down all the way here at that 50-day SMA, trading at that 653 mark. As far as our expected moves go in SPY, we do have right around a $3 expected move being priced in on some decent-ish IV ranking here. So 34 IV rank, $3 expected move priced in by tomorrow. Thursday, about $5. And if you go all the way out to Friday, right around a $7 expected move. So we're going to see what type of volatility is going to kick in overall and how that's going to affect our markets. Amazon, we're going to take a look at Amazon in here. We're trading up near that big psych level of 250. We're trading at 249 right now, up around $9 and some change on the day. Next up, is going to be obviously right here. You can see this is our 250 mark in here. Anything outside of that, we are going to be looking at this 258. To the downside in here, we're looking at 241, and then we're looking at 243. Your IV in Amazon is pretty high. It's trading at 59, your IV rank. You have a $3 expected move being priced in by tomorrow, and then Friday's expiration right around $5. Now, NVDA, this has been an interesting stock to say the least. Obviously, it's the largest market cap in the globe. So when we get a move in here, a lot of things go with it. And we finally, the past 2 weeks, have been getting some decent moves in here, more or less kind of riding this 50-day SMA, although we did breach it and we were trading below it for a couple days in here. But a nice little push in here off that 50-day SMA, getting some good separation from this 9-day EMA and the stock price right now. So that is good. Our RSI is creeping back up, though. So we're going to see if this volume kind of kick in throughout the rest of the week and then kind of push us over to get us back up above this 200 level. To the upside in here, 200 psych level, obviously up first. Anything outside of that is going to be 212. To the downside in here, we're watching that 195 level. And then outside of that, it's basically going to be 183. But we're going to watch nice whole numbers working our way down from 195 to 183, right? So that's what we're going to be looking at here. To the downside, your IV rank in here is really low. So that's why you haven't got a whole lot of movement in here. You can see ever since the end of last year going into this year, how tight everything is right here. We finally got a nice little squeeze in here of the 9-day EMA and the 50-day SMA. So now it looks like it's time for us to get some better separation in here overall and with our Bollinger Bands as well. So a nice little pop in here above those 200s should come rather sooner rather than later, I guess. And if we do get over 200, look for us to stay above there for quite some time. But obviously things could change with news. But right now it looks like all systems are go in here. Your expected move is being priced in right around $2.50 by tomorrow. Friday's expiration right around $5. We're going to take a look at Netflix in here. Since we are talking about NVIDIA, we're in the same area of the alphabet, might as well. We're going to have earnings coming up April 16th. So that is something that we keep in mind. We're looking at this overall top of the structure in here. So on the weekly chart, you can see this overall structure. We're getting to the top of this upper trend line. That 50-day SMA is moved up right there near it. So that it's more or less 108 to about 111. This kind of $3 channel in here, it's all going to be about that area right in here. Obviously, as we get closer to earnings, it might kind of give us a heads up of what could happen. But if we just kind of bust right through this thing, look for something to happen over earnings that could change this thing one way or another. Your IV ranking here is sitting at 64, $7 expected move being priced in by this Friday. Technically, speaking to the downside in here, really nothing stopping us until that 100 psych level. We have a little hiccup right here at the 102s where we actually ended up yesterday. So overall 100, 102, that's where you're kind of looking at on the downside. To the upside in here, that 108 to right around that 111. So that's what's kind of going on overall in the market. Basically pick a stock, and if you picked up today, then you were correct. Bullish net flow kind of all around, a lot of options volume coming in, especially to the call side in here. So let's see how we can take all of that into our advantage as we continue on throughout the rest of the week in here. So overall, that's what we are looking at in the market. Let's see how things change. And then remember, Netflix has earnings coming up on the 16th. So kind of keep that in mind as you're looking at all this, and take all this with a grain of salt. All right, guys, if you like this video, make sure to check us out on all of our social media. We also have a Discord service if you are interested, and you can find all of our socials in the description below.